Erin, hi, how you doing? Okay, this was very difficult. I totally agree. It is, but I'm going to tell you something. This is one of the best exercises you will ever find in establishing typographic hierarchy. It's a pretty common exercise. It's just you start with a common set of text and you just kind of start building hierarchy by subsequently adding different techniques and different steps. So let's go ahead and open up your composition. I have you open right here. Okay, so I think it's a pretty good start. I think you're understanding that we can create groups and create emphasis in different areas, and hierarchy is based on that emphasis. So, for example, there's no question that this area is the very first area that the viewer is going to look at in this composition. So, in your first composition, you have no contrasts in size or weight, and all hierarchy is based on grouping. But this is kind of an unusual layout. I mean, it's got this diagonal, and I think it's kind of interesting in a way, but it definitely addresses the hierarchy based on simple grouping. One thing I would recommend here is to just bring that up a little bit. Okay, and that's going to create further separation, and that's going to create further emphasis on the headline being the number one position in hierarchy. Okay, over here, this one new size and one new weight. And you've introduced a new size and a new weight in the same. So you have a bold and you've increased the size, right? So that's good. You've introduced both in the same. What I would do here, just to make it a little more interesting, is come down one of your grid lines here and just left align these instead. We've already seen it in this configuration. Let's go ahead and try and left align it. In one of the grid lines, okay, your vertical grid lines. Go ahead and left align that. Now the third one is multiple contrast and weight scale, which you have here. I think this piece needs a little attention. Let's go ahead and work on that. I've got some suggestions I'll share in 1 second. And then the fourth one is it's not complete. Oh, by the way, you've got an extra kind of word right there. That looks like some Greeking right there, or placeholder text. You want to go ahead and address that. And again, this one is pretty interesting, but try something other than this kind of diagonal alignment. We've already seen that one, so let's try something new here. Okay, and then the fourth one is, I know you just started it, but the fourth one, you want to include all the text. All the text in all four compositions should be identical, right? So all you're doing is placing the text, and by adding styles in terms of scales and weights and placement and proximity, you're creating hierarchy. So you've got to start with the same baseline, the same text. Compare apples to apples, as it were, right? So we want to get that text in here. Now, this image is required to be black and white. It's required to be cropped from its background. Okay, and it's required to bleed in two areas, which it does, but this has to be black and white. You want to include all of the same text in this composition. Okay, so the announcement, as all announcements, is really important, and there's a ton of information in this announcement, a lot of it having to do with the grid, hierarchy. This is just a really robust announcement, so be sure to spend plenty of time in here understanding all of the resources in this announcement. Here's an example of the assignment, all right? So you want to take a look at that for your referral, and then also want to bring you to, this is just the assignment page. So there's some more videos in here and some more stuff on the grid. So you definitely want to take a look at that. And then also in that assignments page is where we say that black and white. And then the fourth, the car should be, the fourth, this is where you have the cropped image. The requirements for the fourth composition is right here at the bottom of the page. But what I'm really after is this page right here. This is the week 3 presentation structure and space. If you scroll down halfway down the page, you get to this area right here. And this shows you exactly how to do this assignment. So you definitely want to take a look at that. And this is also covered in page 101 in the textbook. So you want to definitely be sure to review that section as well. This describes everything here too, so a really, really great job here correlating this example with the final assignment. All right, fantastic job, great start. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. I'll be glad to address anything that comes up. Thank you very much.